Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning trading room. Just a second here. We'll get the screen share going. Hope you had a nice weekend. Mine was less busy, which is a nice start. All right, so we're opening up this morning with a pretty good continuation of where the market left off on Friday. It looks like the market closing around the 69.10 area and then opening this morning around 69.40. So we've got a little bit of a gap here to the upside. And it almost looks as though the sellers may try to reverse that gap, that little overnight trend. Not going to rush into anything just yet. Right now, it looks like we're just kind of going sideways. Oh, all right, maybe spoke too soon. A little bit of a bullish push there. A little bit of a bullish push, but short-lived. All right, well, we'll just hang on for a little while. All right, well, let's see now. We're only 5 minutes into the day, and it does look like the market's going to have a little bit of a bullish slant to it. Okay, Bayard's having some problems here. Says, good morning, Eric. I already have a problem Monday morning. I did a couple of trades last night on the Hawk. Everything was okay. This morning, I turned on the computer and the Hawk is not working properly. When I click on the set prices button, I want to click on the screen. It doesn't do anything. Also, when I enable my ATR, I can't see it on the screen. All right. Sometimes it's not really a programming bug, but for some reason, sometimes the trade manager isn't computing correctly. So the easiest solution is to right-click on your chart, go here to your strategies window, highlight your trade manager, and click remove. Now double-click on trade manager again, and hopefully you have a template saved so that you can just load your template. Otherwise, you need to adjust your settings the way you like them. If you make any changes to your settings, that is. Select your trading account and apply it. And that should reboot your trade manager and resolve the problem. Here's a little hint. When you go to close your NinjaTrader, and you go close workspace, it always prompts you if you want to save it. And of course, they highlight the yes, like that's the proper thing to do. But in actual fact, unless you have made a significant change to your charts, in other words, when we go from the March contract to the June contract, or whatever, you've made some sort of change that you need to save, then save it. Otherwise, click no. The reason is that by constantly rewriting over your existing file, if you haven't made any changes, there is the possibility that you could corrupt the file, which may be what happened to you, Bayard, but even if that's not what happened, it's a good idea, like I say, unless you have made a significant change, like when we roll into the next contract month, or if I'm adding a new contract or a new set of charts, something significant, then save it when you close your workspace. Otherwise, don't save it. Your charts will always reload with the current data, so you don't need to worry about that. But Ben told me that a little while ago, that because I had a similar problem, something wasn't displaying correctly. And he said, Eric, when you close your charts, unless you've made a change, don't save it. And here's another little tip. When you have your workspace set up the way you like, when you go to save it, make a duplicate, make a backup. That way, if one file gets corrupted, you can just simply load the other one. Which, if you're like me and you have a bunch of charts open, it can be a little bit of a hassle, a little annoying to reload all your charts, rebuild all your charts from scratch. Okay, so it does, like I say, appear as though the market is going to be bullish here this morning. Here was the first in sync eagle signal, and that worked out very nicely once again. May get a little bit of a pushback here as traders start looking for support and perhaps a better price to buy at. I would think a move back to the, well, at least here to the resistance line at 69.50, if not the hard edge. I don't want to see the market get too deep. If it gets too deep, it may actually tip over and start heading lower. Good. Bayard says, great input. Thanks. I was told before about not saving every time, so I know that wasn't the problem, but your trick worked. Remove it and put it back. Thank you. Well, you're very welcome. Yeah, if anything ever works or doesn't work the way it's supposed to, that's always the easiest fix. Rebooting your NinjaTrader is fix number one. Removing and reloading the software is fix number two. If those two things don't resolve the problem, then if it's Ninja related, you need to contact Ninja support, and they're very good about getting back to you. And if it's DTS software related, then of course you need to get a hold of Adam and or Ben. I do my best here in the trading room, but those of you who have spent much time with me know I'm no techie. All right, the Falcon getting a little bit more bearish. The trend line already changing color. We're looking for a possible trend change there. The Hawk also maybe getting a touch bearish. I don't think I want to go so far as to actually start selling it. Although, like I said, a move back to the hard edge would be very tempting. This now on the Raptor is a hard edge bounce, or okay, this is one of those discretionary signals where you have to decide, is it close enough to qualify as a hard edge bounce or not? I would almost consider that a hard edge bounce. You know that? And it looks like we have a chance for a second push entry here, so we can enter above the 69.63. We are at quarter to the hour, which is my least favorite time of the day to trade, but I do believe the market will press higher from here. And they may just make a liar out of me and leave me here on the sidelines. Stops for this trade need to be relatively deep, at least to the hard edge, or like I said, the 69.50 zone. Okay, this is now going to be a number 2 signal. It didn't produce a number 2. That's the counter trend signal, but it is still a number 2 signal. We've seen a test of the extreme, and now we're producing a sell signal. So it does look as though the market's going to try to get down here into the hard edge. The reason it did not print a number 2 signal is, according to the programming, there may have been just one or two too many bars here. But of course, you can go into the Raptor and you can adjust the sensitivity of the soft edge signal. That's the SE. So if you go here to your Raptor and you pull about halfway down, you'll see signal parameters SE. This is where you can adjust the sensitivity. The higher this value, the less discriminating it will be. In other words, it will show you more signals. Okay, it was a quick little counter trend move, but I think we would have found the profit target there. Yes, we did. And I'm looking for the market to try to recover. Thanks, Russell. Russell says new home sales out at the top of the hour. So that might spark the market a little. We'll see. Okay, here now the crossover signal, and they're going to run away on me too. Doggone it. Come on back. It's a little bit later than I wanted to try to get into this trade. Sorry, I called it a crossover signal. It's a hard edge bounce. And did they slip me? Oh, they did too. Let's see if I can get my tick back. Everything else, no, everything else is a little bit of a mess. So we got a little bit of a sideways churn going on here. I was anticipating this number 3 signal, but it just kind of came out of nowhere. It would have been much more desirable to enter here around the 69.59 area, but whatever. This is the fill I got. A little bit of a tricky spot here for the buyers now. This may turn into a little bit of a triple top, which could obviously way on the market, push us back down here to the 69.50 zone. We'll see. I may not be able to hang on long enough here. This is now going to be another number 2 signal. There it is. So we're seeing all these tests of the extreme, the Raptor coming back with a sell signal. One thing I know, if the market trades below 69.50, I am definitely on the wrong side of this trade, and I may even consider a reverse. I don't do that often, but if it breaks down below 69.50 and takes me out, I may just hit my sell order. Okay, maybe somebody just poked the bulls with a stick. Get up there. Wow, what a tight little sideways range. Come on. Well, we are we are very sideways. We don't get more sideways than this. Okay, well, there they go. They're going to try to knock the bottom out of this market here in a minute. Okay, well, we're stuck now. Obviously, this, a very tight little sideways trading range, and one that you could bracket buy essentially above the high here, above 69.62, short below 69.50. That is a doable trade. I'm still favoring the long side and hoping that the buyers show up again soon. All right, here we go. Can we get above that 69.62 zone? We just gotta give it a little push. There we go. Just give it a little nudge with the mouse. Get it on the other side of 69.62. Oh man, they're brutal. I can't really do much with my stops just yet either. Okay, maybe on this swing. There we go. Come on. Get up there. Wow. All right, well, every time they get knocked down, it's going to be harder for the buyers to continue to rally here, even though out of the gate, we did have that bullish push. Come on. Somebody get on the other side of 69.62. Good question here from Keith. Keith asking, good morning, Eric. Well, hey, good morning, Keith. I always wondered why the software is set up to where the profit target is a limit order and the trail stop is a stop order. Okay, that actually goes to the nature of the order. There's essentially 3 order types in the market. I know we have 4 here available, but there's 3 orders. The most basic order is called the market order. The market order means you get filled at whatever price the market is trading at. A stop order, as in the case here of usually our entry, right? Because we have orders set at stop. So the entry is a stop order and the exit is a stop order. What that means is this order does not go live until 69.6350 is hit. In trading lingo, it means you would say it's a 69.6350 stop. And all that means is that the order does not engage until this price gets triggered. Once that price gets triggered, however, your order becomes a market order. So that's why sometimes we get slippage. If the market's moving really, really fast, we may not get filled at 69.63 half, rather we get filled 69.63 3/4. Because the stop is merely the trigger. The limit order, which will be your profit-taking order, is the least amount that you will accept for your trade. So again, in trading parlance, it's the limit. You will 69.68 half is the limit that you will accept for your order. It is the least that you will accept, and I'm really ham-fisting it this morning. But essentially, like I said, it's what the order structure is. Oh yeah, I'm not explaining this very well at all. Let me take another run at it. Your limit order, your profit order will always be a limit order. This is actually a sell order. Maybe that's a better way to look at it. This is a buy stop order. This is a sell order. Well, if you put in a sell order at 69.68.5, like if we did a market order, let's just do that here for a second. Clear this. We'll set this to market order, and we're going to sell up here 69.70 on a market. We're going to put our stop loss right there. Let's just do this on a single. All right, so this is not a limit order now. This is just a regular market order. What happens when I click the submit button? Oh, okay, well, that didn't work out quite right. But did you see the order hop from 69.70 all the way down here to where the market was trading? Because that's what a market order does. Now, in order to prevent that from happening, I need to select a limit order. So now I can sell 69.70, set up the trade essentially the same way, hit my submit button, and what happens? The market or the order does not automatically go screaming down here, because this is the limit. This is the least I will accept for my order. A lot of times it's easier to understand on the buy side. Maybe if I do it on the buy side. So let's say we are going to sell here. This isn't really a signal, but we're just going to demonstrate. Oh no, I'm still on the short side. Forget that. All you need to remember is that a stop order is just a trigger price, and a limit order limits what you will accept on the trade. It kind of locks in the price. Maybe that's a better way to look at it. Yeah, Scott's laughing at me here. Usually I can do a better job of explaining these things, but apparently not this morning. Yeah, let's go with that. A stop order is a trigger, and then your limit order limits what price you will accept. Okay, it looks like I got tagged here on the little bit of a reverse. Looks like I got hit at break even, I'm going to say. I did. Wow, we still got a lot of sideways stuff going on here. Sellers are in danger of losing their grip now because, well, here, let's take a look at the eagle. We've got ourselves a rather broad double top type formation. And again, I don't want to get too quick on the short side, but if we start to threaten the hard edge here, 69.55, get below 69.50, I think the market could unwind a bit. And there they go, back to the hard edge. Let's see if we're going to get a signal. We've got an early trend change signal here on the Falcon. We've got a first micro macro cross working here on the Hawk. Oh, that's back into yellow bars, so that's no good. Keith asks, okay, so which reduces slippage the most? Well, a limit order will only have positive slippage because you're limiting the price you will accept. If your price does not get met, your order does not get filled. So you can never get negative slippage on a limit order. Well, I shouldn't say never, but it's almost impossible to get negative slippage on a limit order. No, sorry, I was right the first time. Actually, it is impossible to get negative slippage on a limit order. The downside with using a limit order, though, like I said, is you may not get a fill. Because if your price is not hit, and technically your price needs to be exceeded by one tick, you will not get filled. Now, if you're worried about slippage on the fill side, you can use a stop limit order. And that will open up this value here, stop limit ticks. This allows you to set how much slippage you are prepared to accept. So this is your worst case scenario right there. But I would also say that if you're trading a market where you get abnormally large slippage, you might want to consider a different market. I was talking to a fellow a few months back. He was trading crude oil and he was routinely getting slipped 8 to 10 ticks on his fills. And I said, you got to go talk to your broker, because that's crazy slippage. That's not right. And in his case, using a limit order wouldn't have helped him. He could have set a limit order, a stop limit order, pardon me, and he could have set one tick, and he could have set up his trade, and he could have had his one tick, but the market still would have jumped over him, and he would have never got filled on any of his orders. His problem was more where his broker had him in the queue in the trading line. I told him if his broker didn't resolve the issue for him, then he should seriously consider finding another brokerage. Somebody that's going to give him a better fill. Okay, here we go. We got our first micro macro cross lower on the hawk, and it's just setting up. Can I get in? Ooh, that's big. I don't want to do it quite that big to start. This is still a pretty sensitive price zone. I'll throw a single on it with a runner, and what I'm looking for is just for all this support to collapse. See if we can get below 69.50, which is going to be a stumbling block. And then where can we go? Then we can go. So here we are back at 69.50, and below that, the next line is the primary resistance, 69.26 quarter. So that seems like a very doable target. That would definitely be a home run, and I'm not even gonna try to take it that far. Okay, so now, Keith, I want to set my price, my profit order, right? So what is the least amount I will accept for my target? Well, I need a limit order to do that, right? And I can't do a sell limit because I'm not selling. I need to buy back my short position. So this says this is the least price I will accept. Any other price above here will not get me filled. It has to come down at least to 69.27. Here we'll make it 69.28. Has to come down at least 69.28 and exceed it by one tick if I'm going to get that order filled, because this is limiting my price. Oops. Oh, is the audio gone? Can I just get a sound check from somebody? The little green bars are moving on my end. Okay, good. Oh, okay. Keith says I'm back, but I missed most of what you said. Well, the good news is the recording will be up soon. The Reader's Digest version is my profit order is limiting what price I will accept for my profit target. Right? Any other price up here will not get me filled. A Google search about order types, you can even type in what's the difference between a market order and a stop order and a limit order. There's some very good online explanations. And they can probably give you a better example than the one I gave you. But I'm trying to work this first micro macro cross a little lower. It did hit the profit objective, and now I'm taking a little bit of a bounce. What I'm looking for is a kind of a one and done. And maybe, just maybe, I'm even working this one a little hard. Maybe we'll bring this up here to, sure, let's go to 35. And we're working on a possible cloud crossover here on the Raptor. Remember, when trend changes happen, they need a little bit of room. Yeah, 35 is good because the low of the morning, 29.5, primary resistance, 26.25. If I can get 35, I think I'll be all right with that. So I'm trying not to be too anxious with my stop loss order just yet. Give the market a little bit of time to unwind. Paul says, I don't get a target on buy or sell buttons or OCO orders. I do get a break even and a stop. Okay, well, that's what it's supposed to do, actually, Paul. If you have anything less than 100 for your target one, you probably, and you don't have you need to have a target one set as well. But if you don't have target one at 100 and a target set, you will not get a profit order. This is a clutch place for this market right now, 69.50. It's either going to rally back, in which case I probably could have my stops above this little swing high, or it's going to trade below this swing low, and that could send the market lower, maybe even here to my profit objective. I'm going to get a more aggressive stop strategy ready, get my bar high low ready. Oh, come on. All right, here we go. Come on, get down below that little swing low. Oh my gosh, they're hanging on tight. And we've got a very prolonged 4-arrow consolidation here, a macro pullback. All our signals are kind of climbing one on top of the other. Here on the Raptor, we're going to produce a cloud crossover signal if this next signal trades down here. Actually completes the signal. Currently, we just have the warning dot. We've got a late filter entry signal here on the Falcon, but we're stuck 69.50. What a support zone. All right, time to get my stops. Oops, wrong button. Time to get my stops in. If I'm going to get spanked, I'd rather do it early. Okay. Well, the buyer's making a pushback. Trying to regain that original trend. We'll see if they can do it from here. Wow, here they come again. Looks like the move of the day was out of the open. We're not seeing anything follow up on that. A reminder that this week I'm going to have to cut the trading room a little bit short. I'm going to try to stay with the room here for another 15 or 20 minutes this morning. But for most of this week, I'm only going to be able to host the room for the first hour. Did I ditch too early on that? Looks like maybe I did. Okay, we're getting a cloud crossover now to the short side, and that is a second push entry. I will maybe give it a, oh, all right. I was trying to frame my order, excuse me. I was trying to frame my order and the market just kind of slipped away. That's one thing you may want to get in the habit of doing, is just left clicking and pulling on your price axis here to hold your chart to lock it up. And darn it, it looks like they're going to head lower now, get back down to that 69, 30, 35 area. Got held up on my back foot on that one. Oh well. Said it before, it's not the last trade I'm going to miss. Not the first one, and pretty sure it won't be the last one. All right, we're going to get a second chance now. Here is the hawk with a macro pullback. If you wanted to get in a little bit earlier, it's going to look something like that. And the raptor, we're holding out for a possibly a hard edge bounce. And the falcon coming back here with a trendline touch signal. So there's a signal there available to you on the raptor. Ooh, I think I forgot to delete my break even. Hopefully I can ride this one out a bit. Oh, don't you dare. Oh, you stinkers. That's why I was going to delete my break even. So I didn't have to go through that. Yeah, once again, just got tapped a little bit early there. Doggone it anyway. Could have got back on board here with this Falcon trendline touch. But you know what? I'm just going to let it drift. I'll get it when it tries to reverse and go the other way. Because the buyers will be showing up again here soon. We've got ourselves a pretty neutral market. We're almost back to where we started the day. And we could see the buyers get interested in trying to push that back up. But it looks like waiting is the theme today. We got ourselves a real mixed bag here this morning, don't we? The market not really sure which way it wants to go. Well, they're still drifting lower, so it does look like they're going to try to get down to the next support zone and certainly the low of the morning. So the seller's not quite done just yet. And unfortunately for me, I got tagged out a couple of times on some little reverses. But that kind of seems the nature of the market this morning, a lot of back and forth. All right, well, starting to get a little bit more sideways drift. The Falcon changing the filter, and now the trend line trying to change as well. So maybe we're looking at a short-term bottom as the buyers show up. Okay, the hawk now into yellow bars, so that's starting to look a little bit more bullish. And we're getting actually a green bar sell. So if we wanted the green bar sell on the hawk, not to be confused with the green bar sell on the eagle, tends to develop near the end of a trend. So you can use it as an early opportunity to get in a reverse on a trade, or you can simply use it as an early warning that perhaps the market is going to start unwinding and going the other direction. A failed green bar sell, such as this one, eventually will lead to a first micro-macro cross higher. So that's why I say you don't need to necessarily rush into a trade. All right, where's our resistance line? So we got one again at 69.50, and after that was 69.73, which is probably pretty darn close to the high of the day. Okay, I'll set myself a break even here at 69.50. So here now that first micro macro cross I was talking about. Okay, that's close enough that I'll force it to break even, and if we get a little momentum here, which it looks like we might, I'm going to start to protect some of this open profit. Let's see where the parabolics would have me at. Oh, parabolics are still a ways back. I don't know. The market's been a little short on the follow through. Maybe I'll just take what they give me here. If they give me. Come on. You can do it. Okay, well, at least we turned a profitable trade there. Not a stellar day, but least I'm holding my own. Just checking my paperwork here. I'm pretty much flush on the day at the moment. And I may end up running out of time here, but like I said, the market is trying to get bullish again. And now it looks like I don't know, the buyer's going to make a pushback or the seller's going to knock them down again. Okay, well, here comes a macro pullback now on the Hawk. We're going to get a trend change signal on the Falcon as well. So let's see if the buyer's got anything left in them. So here now the trend change signal on the Falcon, it's fully produced. We're still in the hard edge, obviously, here on the Eagle and the Raptor. And I'm going to delete my break even. The Raptor going to give you an early cloud crossover signal on the next buy, or if it stretches out a little bit further, it will actually become a buy signal. You can see we're still struggling with this 69.50 area, and if I were smart, I probably would have entered on the other side of 69.50, but not too many people have accused me of that. All right, let's see if the buyers can follow through. After a major pullback from the sellers, I think you really just got to sit on your stops. Oh, wow. Here come the bears again. No, it's just too sideways today. They can't decide which way they want to go right now. And it looks like they're going to make a run at the lows, so I may well have got myself stuck on the wrong side of this market. Unless the buyers manage to show up one more time. If I do get stopped out here, I'll give it a couple of ticks. I don't want to be tagged just one tick below. If I do get stopped out here, that would be a good reason to start taking the bears seriously and look for a bigger counter trend move. Maybe even something back to 6,900. All right, gang, I need to button up the room here a little bit early this morning. Like I said, if you're going to continue trading this afternoon, a failure here below this swing low at 69.34 is probably going to tee up the market for a move lower. If the buyers recover and get it back above this 69.50 area, there is a very good chance that they will try to push back toward the highs of the day. That's kind of where things are at right now. Okay, I will see you again tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.